Great. Hello, everyone. Welcome to THE student webinars. We are really happy to have you here. Thank you very much for joining us today. My name is Karen, and I will be here representing THE student. Today, we are going to have a great seminar or a great webinar with Wentworth Institute of Technology. And we're really happy to have you here. We hope you really find really useful information for your studies abroad. If you are planning to apply, or if you are planning to just get even more information about this institution, please feel free to drop all your questions here at the Q&A section at the bottom of the screen. And then we will have a Q&A session at the end of the presentation. So today we are joined by a great team from Wentworth Institute of Technology. They're going to give us a lot of information and answer all your questions at the end. So I would like to introduce you, Alessandra, and welcome, Alessandra. It's great to have you here.
Thank you. Boa noite a todos. Meu nome é Alessandra Augusto. Eu sou brasileira do Rio de Janeiro. Hoje eu sou gerente de operações na Faculdade de Computação e Ciências de Dados. Estamos muito felizes pela oportunidade de falarmos um pouco dos nossos cursos da pós-graduação e falar um pouco da vida em Boston. Fiquem à vontade para fazer perguntas ao longo da apresentação via chat. Nós vamos abrir perguntas no final da apresentação. A apresentação será em inglês. Lembrando que a proficiência no idioma ela é pré-requisito para ingresso. Mas fiquem à vontade. Se vocês precisarem de algum suporte com o idioma, fiquem à vontade. Eu estarei no chat. E é isso. Vamos para a apresentação. Memo?
Obrigado. Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Memo Argezer. I am an associate professor in the School of Computing and Data Science, and I'm also the graduate programs coordinator here and help create our data science programs. And Durga?
Hello, everybody. Obrigado. My name is Durga Suresh Menon. I am the Dean of the School of Computing and Data Science. That basically means that I have all of the undergraduate and graduate programs, even though we are here today to talk to you about our graduate programs with Professor Ergezer and Lev. Welcome. We are so glad that you came to find out about us. Please ask a lot of questions because we have a lot of answers, and we look forward to hearing from you. Lev?
Thank you, Durga. Hello, everybody. My name is Lev. I'm a grad student at Wentworth. If you have any specific questions about how to be a student at Wentworth, how to be a grad student at Wentworth, or just in general from Boston, about Boston or about Wentworth, feel free to ask me about anything you like. Thank you.
Thank you, Dean Sureshman, and thank you, Lev. So that's our team. You can reach us anytime during the presentation as well, I believe, with a question. So feel free to interrupt us. And we're going to jump in to our program offerings and then talk a little bit more about the career opportunities as well as other things that are available to you with these programs as well. So we are here to talk about our 3 graduate programs. The computer science program is being one of the biggest programs in our school, and then cybersecurity analytics, as well as the data science program. The applied computer science program is a program that focuses a lot on AI. So you'll see the classes starting with classical AI, where we talked about the traditional algorithms, and then you can see the electives at the bottom talking about AI for gaming, natural language processing, embedded AI, and so on. And this is a program where you also write a thesis, so you can continue on a more research-focused career if you wanted to. The second program I wanted to mention is Cybersecurity Analytics. And this program is a hybridization between cybersecurity and a data analytics, data science. So you'll see some machine learning classes in here being merged with threat intelligence, software security, and some IoT and other security classes being offered as elective. And cybersecurity program gives you the option to do a thesis or a capstone project based on your interests. Last but not least is our data science graduate program. This is a growing program that we are offering where you focus on machine learning AI type of classes. For instance, this summer we have classes on social media as well as applied deep learning, but you start your courses with data science foundations, machine learning for data science, data management, before you get in there. And this is a degree where you're working on a capstone instead of a thesis. So what we would consider a terminal degree. And here's a nice overview slide that that tries to help you hopefully see all of our options for these programs. You can see that the termination in terms of thesis versus capstone across the degrees, and some of the programs offer in-person versus virtual modalities. And finally, you'll see a 2-year, 3-year option based on your background. So for instance, you can, if you have a computer science bachelor's, you can apply to our 2-year computer science degree. However, if you're coming from a different background, you can still apply to a computer science master's using our 3-year option. Right? And the same thing applies to data science, which requires a STEM background. It could be computer science or engineering or other mathematics or similar science-based degree. However, if you don't have it, you could apply for a 3-year option and still qualify for it. Our cybersecurity program is a bit more specific in its qualifications, the prerequisite. It will require a certificate, industry experience, or a minor in cybersecurity. And Dean Suresh Menon, I wanted to give the option to introduce these practical degrees.
Thank you. All of our degrees in the School of Computing and Data Science are STEM designated degrees. This basically means that the degrees have the OPT and CPT options. And our OPT is the 3-year OPT, which means that after you graduate from your graduate program, you do the first 12 months of OPT, but because it's a STEM degree, you get that 2-year extension. So you will be able to work in the United States for 3 years on your student visa. This is something I didn't have when I came to the US as an international student, so we think it's fantastic. The other option that we have is the CPT option. So curricular practical training happens during your master's program. This basically means that you will be able to work in the first summer of your graduate program. And students from Brazil, this is very important for you to know. We have on purpose not have classes in the summer semester. So the idea is that you will take the first 2 semesters of classes, which is what is required. You have to take classes for 9 months or 18 credits of graduate credits, after which you will be eligible to go on CPT. And then when you go on CPT, you don't use the OPT time, you actually get to use a graduate internship course. And when you do the graduate internship course, you have an advisor who will also help you think about where you want to go and work. So for example, we'll take Lev, because Lev is right here. Lev is doing his OPT, CPT right now through graduate internship with Dr. Ergazer, and he's doing it as a research project. And I just saw that somebody asked a question about, do you fund research? Yes. And he's doing his OPT, CPT right now, not his OPT, CPT right now, and he's doing it in the subject matter of applied computer science, and he is being funded, and he's very happy about it.
And we have a second question. When are the application deadlines?
Right. I was just going to say, I think I'm going to answer the questions here, but yeah, can you talk a little bit? I don't know if you have slides about application deadlines, Memo, but I can put the dates in here, but I'll say it out loud as well. Please know that our application deadline is July 15th. But because you are all international students, I would very much implore you to apply immediately, because the longer time you have, to apply, that's better for your visa dates. So I would say that apply right away, but you have until July 15th to apply. And our application decisions are, we try to do them very fast because we understand, especially for international students, that time is of essence. And we will be able to, you'll be able to work with an admissions counselor. You get a one-on-one counselor, and you'll be able to work with the counselor to submit all your financial documents. We will give you a step-by-step of what you need to do so that you can get your I-20 and go for your visa interview. Do you offer English lessons? No, we do not. This is not an ESL program. We do not offer English language courses. We expect you to take the TOEFL before you come into the program. TOEFL or Duolingo or IELTS, I should say, we take all exams. I'll keep an eye on the Q&A memo if you want to continue.
Thank you. And when are the next intakes? Do they mean when we next start? So next program is going to start end of August for the fall 2023. So the July 15 deadline applies to starting in the fall, which is end of August. And on the screen right now, you are seeing the companies where our graduates have been working at. Currently, for instance, the CPT that we are offering to ongoing students, as Dean Suresh just mentioned, 2 of them are working, for instance, at Harvard University. Right, and you'll see many other companies. Being in Boston, downtown Boston, you have an amazing opportunity to be close to many of these companies. You know, Kayak is headquartered here, but Amazon, Microsoft, Google, Apple, they all have offices very close to our campus. And again, I'm going to invite Dean Suresh Menon to come back and introduce our partners.
At Wentworth, you're not going to come and just sit in lab. I'm sorry, we don't work that way at Wentworth. If you come to Wentworth, you will have a lot of things to do. And some of them are actually specific. We couldn't put all of our partners in there. So we talked about OPT and CPT options. I will start there because I know as international students, we always think about where am I going to go and work? How is my career going to go? It's not just enough to have the 3 years of visa. Where am I going to go and work? Wentworth has a co-ops and careers office. And this office is responsible for helping you find a job. So you don't go into Google or Indeed and search for work. You come into Wentworth's portal where there will be jobs posted by employers, and the employers that Dr. Egazer just introduced to you, the many employers, they put their jobs in our job website and you are able to go and apply to the jobs. Every year, we also have 2 career fairs on campus where the employers come to us to recruit all of you. That's one part of it. If you look on the right-hand side, we have something called as the Success Studio, which is basically a huge office full of people here to help you. We have both advisors and we have academic support. So while we unfortunately don't offer English language classes, we offer a lot of help for graduate students to be able to seek help from each other. But if you also want to be a graduate student that teaches in the tutoring center, you have that option as well. So it's not just research. There are also on-campus jobs that you can look for where you will be able to work when you are on visa. And advising services are done in 2 different ways. Your major advisor, which will be the curricular advisor, will be Dr. Ergazer, but you will also have other services available to you through the Success Studio. We have many events that we do throughout the year, something that will help you network, something that will help you meet new people, something that will help you actually understand how to be a graduate student, or I always say how to be an international student in the United States, because the most important thing is meeting people and networking with people, and you never know who's the person who's going to give you that job. So we offer something called as the Dean's Lecture Series, and we actually organize it. Alessandra does all the work. We all just show up and look really good. And what we do in these is we bring researchers, we bring managers, we bring scientists from the industry and have them talk about how is data science applied in real life? How is cybersecurity applied in real life? What kind of research is happening in the field of AI by, for example, Procter & Gamble? We all know Colgate toothpaste, right? So it was wonderful to hear somebody come and talk to us from Procter & Gamble and talk about how AI actually works. So we have all these partners at Wentworth that we actually work with. Should we take some questions, Memo?
I think we can, and one of them is kind of related to this slide. How expensive is it there? And can I work on my studies? And we are located in downtown Boston, and there are some photos shown here. We can walk to many of these locations. You've seen the pictures from our campus. I would say about 15 minutes walk if you like to walk. We are also between 2 subway lines. So how expensive it is there? I think Boston gives a great trade-off there. We are about 3-4 hours from New York and also from Montreal, Canada. So New York, is a large city, offers a lot of things, but it's pretty expensive. And Boston still offers many job opportunities in tech, education, finance, and so on. Yet I think offers a much more affordable location to be. You can definitely go to probably the Midwest to have more more affordable options, but I don't think you'll have as many choices as you do in Boston. And somebody asked about the networking opportunities. Lev, I believe you attended the fair, so maybe you might be able to answer that.
Yeah, thank you, Mama. Yeah, I'll be able to answer about networking. So Boston is a great place for networking. Lots of companies have branches here, and I'm a grad student. I was able to talk to some companies who are interested in my qualification in applied computer science, not just computer science, applied computer science. And it's really important for lots of different companies because my major focus on AI. And this is a really cutting-edge technology, and lots of people are interested in it. Also, I love Wentworth because the network inside the university is really good. So I'm working on several projects inside Wentworth, and I'm helping to different people with different projects. So I brought my networking really, and I can extend my network very hard. So it's really nice to be here and to work with different people.
Thank you.
Ale, there is a question in Portuguese. If you can go to the Q&A.
They're asking if they can if they can study and work at the same time. They can go on a co-op and study at the same time.
Do you want to take it, Memo?
Sure. So they can, as far as I know, we should double check the international service, but they can work part-time on campus while being an international student. But if they want to do a CPT, as Dean Freshman mentioned, they need to first complete their first year.
Ale, you should translate and say it in Portuguese as well, and type it in Portuguese, but also this, that we should say, Lev, I was hoping you were going to say that. Yeah. You can start working part-time as soon as you come, but only on campus, right, Lev?
Yeah.
And then CPT is when you can work outside. So the first 9 months, you can only work on campus. Lev, complete my thought for me, please.
Yeah. So I'm working on campus. I work as a grade ambassador. So I'm helping to present Wentworth for bachelor's, for undergrad students. And also I work as a tutor here. So I'm tutoring Comp Sci 1 and Comp Sci 2, Java, Python, which is a really great opportunity for me to learn more about these languages and to build my professional skills, and also to meet some people and to make my network bigger and to meet some people who will maybe in the future invite me to some project, which is a really great opportunity. And our professors are really great, so they offer lots of opportunities different research projects. And if you're interested in like scientific work, if you want to work on some project and you want to like go deeper into some topic, you can definitely do it at Wentworth, and professor will help you with this.
I love the next question is also for you. It says, what is your experience as a student at WIT like? Why would you recommend choosing this institution over another in Boston?
Yes, sure. I have a really positive experience being a student at Wentworth because I really love the ratio of our classes. The ratio, I'm in a 3-year track because I had a completely different background. So in my group, we're just 2, it's almost like private lessons, and I really love it. And that's the reason why I recommend Wentworth over another university, because, for example, Northeastern offers also artificial intelligence program, but the ratio of the group is around 50 people. So 50 people over like 5 or 7, it's not so productive, I guess. And like you won't, the press won't have their like personal attitude to you, because like since you're 50, it's really hard to keep track of every student.
Thank you, Lev.
And the other question you already answered in the chat, but I wanted to apply for a postdoc work visa. As Dun Sreshmanan mentioned, besides the visa, you're eligible for OPT, which means you can actually work for 3 years, up to 3 years without applying for a visa, which makes it much faster, cheaper, and convenient. Okay. So I changed my background to show you this new building. This is called the CIS, Engineering Innovation Sciences. It's a nice and shiny building where we offer many of our classes. I am currently there. My office is there. We have 3 different labs that we want to show with these graduate programs. The first one being the Cybersecurity and Forensics lab. You can see the server space in the background. And the second one I want to mention is the Embedded AI lab. This is where I'm teaching, for instance, this summer, the applied deep learning. We have 2 GPUs per graduate student taking a class in there. They all get their own individual workstations. So great for if you're interested in training deep neural networks. And finally, if you're interested in parallel computing, we have the high performance computing lab. Notice in the back the server space on the other opposite end of this lab. So this is where we will officially open up the questions. So feel free to keep them coming.
Memo, there's a question about other opportunities to do research projects.
A great question. Yeah, there are multiple ones. So for instance, last semester, I had a student that was working on a research project with me through Amazon, right? We had a MOU with Amazon, and that's what they were helping us with. This summer, we got a grant, internal grant. So I'm hoping to hire another student to help us work on this research project to internal grant. So professors definitely do hire research students to help them with. I think, Lev, you're working with Professor Mixer.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah.
You had your hand up, Lev. You want to add something? Yes.
Yeah. I want to add something about Wentworth. What's good about Wentworth? All our professors are really passionate about what we do, and I want to talk about our program. Compare our program, applied computer science, to classical computer science and to data science. Because I was thinking like, okay, applied computer science, we use some buzzwords, but what does it mean actually? And what I understood that we're not so good at the creating software like computer science, because we don't cover every topic of computer science, but we know better than just data scientists what we do, because they use just libraries in different languages, and we learn the whole math underneath. So if one algorithm doesn't work, we know how to adjust something to work with it. So that's why this program is much better than just data science, in my opinion, and like computer science, because we don't cover so many, and not useless thing, but not so important thing, in my opinion. So I really strongly recommend you this program at Wentworth, because Wentworth is a great university located in the best city in the US. I really love Boston, and really just come here and you will see everything. You will enjoy and love the city as I love. Thank you.
I want to take a couple of minutes and address some of the questions. Alessandra, there's another question in Portuguese, but before we go to it, I've seen several questions talking about mental health services and accommodations and dyslexia. Yes, we do provide accommodations for the students. As international students, my advice to you is, especially if you have an accommodation in your country, bring that accommodation with you. It is a very good conversation starter when you come here. We have disability services. We have wellness services. We have counselors on campus for mental health. We have an entire floor of services that are available. I always make fun of it, but I realize how true that is. We have sleep clinics. We have massage days. We have days when puppies are brought on campus so that you can play with the dogs. The idea is that we understand that we have all gone through the pandemic, and COVID has done things to all of us. You are not alone. And I truly want to say this, that we do provide all services. And remember, if you are a student of Wentworth, every service at Wentworth is free to you. So you don't pay for services when you come. So you don't have to worry about, do I have to pay for accommodations? Do I have to pay for tutoring? Do I have to? No, all of the services are available to all of the Wentworth students. So yes, if you have accommodations, if you need accommodations, the answer is yes, we provide them. If you have a need for mental health services, yes, you will also have insurance through your student insurance. So you will have a lot of help that is required by you. And I think these are great questions to ask as you think about coming to the United States as an international student. Please know that we are here to take care of you. And we have all, I love that Dr. Elgerzer called them partners. We partner with accessibility services. We partner with advising and tutoring services. We partner with the Wellness Center. So please know that there are services available to you. There's a question about how is the application process. I'm going to throw some links in these questions. So students in other places, please know that if you can go click on any of the answers, you will see application links pop up. Alessandra, if you can address the question in Portuguese.
So
if I just want to interrupt, I just want to highlight the counseling services that Dean Suresh Menon mentioned. They are confidential and they're also free to our students, at least on a short-term basis.
So they're asking if they can be an online student and come to campus for one semester. How the hybrid works, I think is more like they can study online and come to campus. How the hybrid course looks like.
So if they are an international student that arrived to United States on a student visa, there are specific rules, and again, international services we can clarify it as exact regulation, but I believe most of their classes have to be in person. So that means that if they're taking 3 classes, they can take 1 class online and 2 classes in person that semester.
If you're also asking the question, if you want to start your master's where you are, and then you want to come to the United States to complete your semester, that is possible. That will be something that you will work with our graduate admissions office. How many hours a week are classes?
This again depends on the path you take, but if you're taking a path, let's say with 3 or 4 classes a semester. Each class is 3 hours. So there'll be about, let's say 12 hours a week. But Lev, you are doing the 3-year program, right? So that might be a little bit different for you.
Yeah, I have a 2-year program. So
I said 12 to 20 hours, Lev. I did 12 to 20 hours, depending on what program that you are in.
Yeah,
I said 12 to 20 hours. That sounds right, right?
Yeah.
Do you offer advice in terms of visa application? No, we do not, but we tell you all the stuff that you need in order to get your visa from us. So we give you the visa, and then you have to take that visa from us and then apply to USCIS in your country. And there's another question. Where can I find the list of programs you offer? We will put that link in a minute. Memo, if you can talk about all our yeah, I was just going to say, if you can bring that slide on, that'll really help.
Oh, there's a great question at the end. Can projects related to artificial intelligence be developed? Is there people with an opportunity to present them? Yes, many of our actually research topics are related to AI, at least the ones that I'm involved in, because there are also other math-based projects as well. But yes, they can definitely be developed. And we also do publish in conferences and journals. I think, let's see so I was just in DC pretty recently with a student to present their work in a top AI conference where they did a work on virtual reality and audio. I had students do an evolutionary algorithm computation in New Zealand and go to present to New Zealand because they scored very well in that competition, for instance. But yeah, had students travel many places, took a student to Hawaii, and again in a top conference. So definitely AI related projects are welcome, if not encouraged.
I think this question, Lev, if you can answer, are they asking, are there many student clubs, opportunities to meet new people and mingle with communities similar to my background?
Yeah, sure. Of course, I will answer to this question. Yes, there are plenty of different clubs at Wentworth. If we're talking about robotics, computer science, and something related to that thing, there is a really nice club. It calls IEEE. So the competition will be next week, I suppose. Yeah, next week. It calls ROF competition. So we were doing underwater vehicle with some AI stuff, some image recognition, and like remote controlling. So it's really cool, and there are lots of different clubs at Wentworth.
Yeah. I also wanted to add, if that's okay, there are social clubs. I helped run this running club, but we have a ski club, and I think there's rowing club, many other social clubs as well, if you want to get involved in that sense. Obviously, lots of gaming related clubs as well.
I've been told that there is a ultimate club, there is a chess club. I think they're trying to form a cheese club. So I think there is something for everybody at Wentworth. Memo, I was going to have you address this. I just said yes, and I said I'm going to have you explain it. They said, do you offer any accelerated programs? So if a student comes in a 2-year track, what are the options to be able to do the program sooner?
That's a good question. Students can take more classes to be able to work on an accelerated path. I think that's something that would have to have a discussion based on their program and their background. So I think once you apply, just email me, reach out to me so we can meet and talk, see what's the best fit for you.
I was going to say, if you asked me, I would say, please have an individual meeting with Dr. Egerzer and we call these customized plans. And I think that is the beauty of Wentworth as well, that we offer that flexibility for you to push and pull between semesters, especially in the applied computer science program. There are semesters where you will take more than the required 9 credits, and some semesters you take 12 credits. So I think the important thing is that you have an option to be able to accelerate your program, but you have to make a individualized plan for your programs, and that'll be with Dr. Egerzer. Lev, the next question is for you. How to balance life between studying and having an experience of living abroad as a young adult? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, thank you. Sure. I mean, it's kind of hard question because like when you're receiving your degree in your country where you have family and friends and you know everybody and all the stuff, you don't really focus on studying because you're at home, you can relax sometimes, you don't need to work hard. But since you are abroad, like in America or anywhere else, you're an international student and your goal being here is studying, and you study all the time, you study really hard to achieve some goals because that's your job, why you come here to work and to study something new. And it's hard first time, but after maybe like 4-6 months, it's going to be much easier for you, and you will be used to it. You will used to study, to live abroad, to live alone, to do all this stuff by yourself. I don't know. It's just natural thing because, like, as I said, when you're abroad, when you're far from your home, you have a goal that you want to achieve, like studying here, like doing some research projects or like develop something, some new skills. So it's kind of natural thing for me. That's why I don't really know what to tell you about this question, but I hope I give you like some understanding of this thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Lev. There is a question about financial aid. I'm going to put the link in there. Please scroll down to look at what kind of aid we offer. So all our graduate scholarships are merit-based. So we have no need-based financial aid. So that basically means that we don't give you aid because if you say, I don't have money, we don't give you aid. The way we give you aid is you submit your transcript, and then based on your entire application packet, a recommendation for aid is made, and then you get the merit scholarships. We call them merit scholarships. There is a second type of scholarship that you can also get called as graduate fellowships. That basically means that you will get a job within the school and that you will work, and then you get paid a stipend for being a graduate fellow. And that is also merit-based. And there is a separate review process and there's a separate application process after you get accepted into the program. Memo, I think this is a question for you. What kind of facilities does the university offer? Can we borrow any equipment from the labs as students?
So we have a library which offers nice study areas. We have Accelerate, which is kind of like our incubation space. There are lots of equipment you can borrow there, the 3D printing, woodworking, but also photography equipment, just custom making, pretty much anything you can think of. I think somebody's making a canoe there right now. It's a great space, and it's in the building I'm at right now downstairs. We have a couple of gyms, so those kind of facilities. In terms of the lab, you cannot borrow anything from the lab I'm involved in. But other people might be more accommodating.
We are a laptop campus, everybody. So when you come to Wentworth, you will be given an option to buy a laptop as a part of the program. And so you will have your computer with you at all given times. We are a Windows campus for those Mac users out there, but this is a grad program. So we can actually work with whatever system that you bring in and we go from there. But I was going to say we have a data center. We actually have 2 data centers. We have an embedded AI lab that Professor Egerzer runs. He is our our AI lead and he's our data science lead. So you'll be able to come and work with him in the lab. The computers are too heavy to carry, so you will not be able to carry it. I don't know what the specific question was, but if there is something that needs to be bought or needs to be carried, I think that is something that we will discuss. The next question that was asked was, how much does the data science program cost? I'm putting the link in here. The way our program works is not by a one-time tuition fee. It is about you pay per credit, and the per credit tuition for grad programs, please scroll down, is $1,200 because we are in the other graduate programs. And so you will take the $1,200 and you pay for 9 credits every semester you are here. And the data science program is 30 credits. Did I say that right? 33 credits.
33 credits for, yeah, for the capstone option.
For the capstone option, it's 33 credits, everybody. The admissions team can be simply contacted at gradadmissions@wit.edu. I've been putting the link in here, but I'll actually type that thing again. It is gradadmissions@wit.edu. And then if you want to contact us, it is scds@wit.edu. That is for the School of Computing and Data Science. So I put both of the emails here. So I'll say it again. It is either gradadmissions@wit.edu or scds@wit.edu. And if you email scds@wit.edu, Alessandra gets your email. So please know that she will be available. Ale, I think you should do the whole thing again in Portuguese as well, just so that everybody hears it.
Vocês podem entrar em contato com o departamento de admissão, o e-mail é admissions@wit.edu, ou nosso e-mail scds@wit.edu. O nosso e-mail é scds. Eu tenho contato, vocês podem mandar um e-mail em português, eu vou conseguir responder tanto em português quanto em inglês, fiquem à vontade. Caso vocês tenham qualquer tipo de dúvida de admissão, dúvida sobre o curso, como a vida em Boston, experiência do aluno, enfim, qualquer tipo de dúvida, entre em contato, estaremos à disposição e a gente aguarda vocês aqui.
Nobody is more excited about all of you coming to Wentworth than Alessandro Augusto. I'm just going to tell that. So please know that you will be able to ask us questions, and please feel free to ask us questions. Sometimes you feel like, oh, I'm asking the same question over and over again. That is completely fine. You are an international student. This is a big commitment to come to the United States to study, even though you are in beautiful Boston. We never talked to you about the background. So this is our background. And Wentworth is in the middle. That is Wentworth. The beautiful buildings in the middle are what Wentworth is all about. So the idea here is that we want you to understand that you're coming. I love the way Lev said it. It's one of the most beautiful cities. I've been here for a very long time, and I love it here. Alessandra tells me that once I come to Rio, I'm going to say that Rio is the most beautiful city in the world. But until that happens, please know that you're coming to the educational hub of the world because, you know, Boston has so many universities. And I think that is one of the big advantages of you also finding jobs, because this is not just the university capital. It is also the medical capital of the country. It is also the startup. We have a lot of startups here. Health sciences are big here. And just like Dr. Ergazer said, you can think of any big company and they have an office in Boston because it's a big city. So I think, and again, everybody, we are computer science and data science and cybersecurity. There's always going to be jobs. Remember, you should go back to the slide that shows about what are the average salaries that our students are getting. So we definitely understand that we are doing this because we know that there is a need, but we also know that it makes great careers. So I think that we are not worried about you finding a job. I think we're not worried about Lev finding a job, actually. Please feel free to contact us. And if there are any more questions, we can answer those as well. Memo, would you like to add anything to wrap up?
I also put my calendar link. So if anybody wants to meet with me one-on-one, you should be able to just click on there and we can have a Zoom so I can provide more information.
Perfect. Thank you very much, everyone, for your brilliant presentation, for all your help, like answering all the questions. That there were a lot, and I'm really happy to know that. Any last thought that you have? Any last word that you would like to tell to the students? Any advice on how to apply? How in advance they should like get prepared to apply, or does they need to write any cover letter or something like that?
Absolutely. I have put the requirements for the programs for the application in the questions that were asked. She just posted the entire link to our school, so you can just go into graduate admissions and read through it. My biggest advice to you is that if you are thinking about joining us in September, you should apply immediately. Please also note that we do have a pathway to entrance into our program in January. So for those of you who are not able to make the visa admissions in September, we'll be able to bring you in January. But nonetheless, my big advice to you is get started, because if you're new to the process, you have to do the multiple steps. So first you do the application process. So you need your transcripts, you need your English scores, you need a statement of purpose, you need a recommendation letter, and that's it. And then you apply. So that's the first part. Then once you are admitted into the program, then you start the financial part of it. And then that is also available. Everything you need is available in the graduate website. So if you want to get started, please note that it's all there. So all you've got to do is just go and do your checklist. And then once you get your I-20, then you go for your visa process. I think the Brazilian wait times are not bad right now. So I think you can, but you've got to get started right away. And please note that we have a second entrance point, January of 24 as well.
And for the English scores, do we accept also multiple things, right? Not just TOEFL, because I believe we accept things like Duolingo and the alternative options that they'll see in the application. So
yes, we do IELTS, Duolingo, and TOEFL memo.
What will be the equivalent of IELTS or Duolingo? It will be like a 6.0 or like a 7.5.
Our TOEFL score, our TOEFL score is 79 on the IBT TOEFL. IELTS, we are expecting 6.5. And Duolingo, a 105, please, on the DET.
Great, thank you very much. I think that's really useful for the Latin American or Brazilian students that are planning to study in Boston. Well, so I think we don't have any other questions. Thank you very much for all your time, for all the information that you gave us here today. Guys, if you are there and you still have questions, if you want to get in touch with the admissions team, please don't be shy. Don't just dare to do it. Feel free to do it, and they will always get back to you. And yeah, the best way to start is just asking and start like finding even more information. So thank you very much, everyone. I really hope to see you anytime soon, and hope to see you again. Have a good day. Bye.
Thank you, everybody.
Obrigada. Tchau.
ciao.